Happy Thursday.
I'm smiling.
We're practicing smiling. This may not be the world's best Facebook Live. He's sick, and I'm trying not to get sick because
you have to leave for a clinic.
Yes, I'm headed to Seattle tomorrow to teach a symposium. It should be really fun, I think.
And you don't want to have the cooties.
Yes, I'm gonna move a little more over this way, but I'm impervious. I think I've drank about 5 gallons of water and electrolytes and vitamin C today, so I refuse to get sick.
I should have had that attitude 2 days ago.
But so I'm going to Seattle. I'm teaching a symposium where it's going to be cool. I think on the first day, it's all different topics. So we're doing like a lesson on rider position. We're doing one on transitions. We're doing one on half halts. We're doing one on groundwork. I think there'll be 2 riders per session. So
Both days?
Yeah. And then the second day, we're going to do more like traditional through the level. So like training level up through.
And how many people you got coming?
I think there's going to be 100 auditors, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's going to be about 100 auditors. And then I think there's maybe like 16 demo riders. So it should be fun. I know the organizers have been working really hard to get sponsors and organize everything. It's no joke putting on a symposium. Yes.
It's an event.
Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun this weekend. The other news, for those of you who are on the email list, so you don't know this, but this week.
I did. I heard about an email this morning.
So I sent out an email about Harvey.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, because it's been really hard. 4 months. It's been a really tough 4 months for Harvey. Harvey's my Grand Prix horse, and we've
been dealing with that lump.
Yeah. So
most of his adult life.
Yes. He had a nuchal ligament bursitis. So it's basically this like lump on his poll on the left side. They're not really sure what caused it. He does have like a little chip off his poll, like off his occipital bone. But he's had that since he was 5. So when he was maybe, how old was he when he got it? When he was 9, maybe?
Like not 7, but.
No, when he was like 9, he got a little lump on his poll and they did the surgery and it didn't work at all. And then the bursitis kept getting like worse and worse.
And it's been growing ever since.
Yes.
Until it had to go away.
Yeah. So he had 2 surgeries. The first surgery didn't work. It was terrible. They just went in and like flushed it and they took out all these like potato chips.
Minerals.
Yeah.
Right.
Like fibrin that had calcified in there. And he came home from the hospital and then it got really like puffy and hot. And
he was very angry after they touched it.
Yeah. So we took him back down to the hospital and then they tried to like put him on antibiotics and do all these tests and they like couldn't figure out what to do. And so the doctor was like, well, basically the only thing we can do is take out the bursa. So
do we do a shameless plug for the doctor?
Yeah, amazing doctor. Dr. Huggins. We should do a shameless plug for him.
Because he was just like, I've done a ton of reading. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And he just
never done the surgery before.
He did a ton of studying and he said, I'm very confident that I can do this. And it's no guarantees, but here we go. And it's been a long, long, long road.
Yeah. Herman's driven Harvey down to the hospital 3-4 times.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was horrible after the surgery, like, because they left the wound open. And so all this pus would just like drain down his head every day.
And we had to lavage that all the time.
Yeah. So every day it was like cleaning it, flushing it with antibiotics. And then he had to wear a bandage around his neck, which scared me. Like every night I was just lay at home and be like, what if he gets that bandage caught somewhere? Like if he's trying to itch and I go to the barn and he's like strangled in the morning. Yeah, like it was so bad. And he lost a lot of weight and then he got an infection. So he had a MRSA infection and I was giving him 25 cc's of antibiotics IV every single day. So it's been really hard. And Harvey's an incredible horse. He's like the sweetest.
He's so sweet.
kindest. I mean, what he went through, and I feel horrible. Like
I was teaching on the last trip, which I didn't take him. One of the girls came to. I didn't know the driver works for Tita. Works for Tita anyway, and then he was whinnying as he was going out the gate. I was just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was going back, and he's just whinnying and saying goodbye, and we didn't know if he was going to make it through that. Oh, that was a morning.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really hard. And I think that if I've learned one thing, it's that you just have to appreciate every day you have with them, because you never know when it's going to be your last day. And sometimes I think we take it for granted, and we get a little bit like, oh, like my horse wasn't good today, or my horse was stiff, or my horse was spooky. And it's like,
gratitude and gratefulness is the answer.
Yeah. You should be grateful that you have a horse and that you can ride. And
I had a trainer go to me. He said, you should get on your knees in front of his stall and thank him every day. It was the horse I learned. That was cute, because I learned how to do the Grand Prix on that horse.
Yeah.
That poor horse had to put up with me.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the Harvey story. He's on the mend, I think, knock on wood.
We're not totally out of the woods, but it's looking more, it's not so questionable now. It looks like we're starting to see a little dim light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. It's like fully closed up and healed, and I started riding him a little bit, and he's like super happy. So fingers crossed that everything's fine, and I don't know, he wants to do it. I think that some horses just have that heart where they want to work and they want to do it. And some horses don't as much, but Harvey is an incredible horse. He's so talented. He
wants to play.
Yeah, he wants to do it. And like when we did the CAT scan showed like there's a lot of damage in his poll and the bony structures and the ligaments, and
he was remodeling right now too. And the thing is, all those structures were compromised before the surgery, and he was doing it. So
yes. Okay, so enough depressing stuff about Harvey. Next exciting thing is that they announced the shortlist for the Olympics for the U.S. team. So that's really exciting. It will be an interesting Olympics, especially for the U.S., because we have a bunch of combinations that are brand new
combinations,
like as in January.
They're doing well.
Yeah, doing really well. So we are actually going to Aachen this year, which will be really fun.
My first time.
In July, we're going to go, and Aachen is one of the qualifiers for the Olympics. So we're hoping to see a lot of the Olympic horses there. For those of you that are...
I do have some American shirt flag things to wear.
You do?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. For those of you who are in strides or in the sitting trot challenge, mark your calendar Monday night at 6 p.m. Stefan is going to be doing an interview for us. So we'll be on the Zoom link that we've been using. And I'm really excited to get to interview Stefan. He's one of my all-time favorite riders. I love watching him.
He's just an inspiration.
Yeah.
The softness, the calmness, just where he is in his mind, right? That mind state where the horse is doing whatever, and he's just, he's very zen about the whole thing.
Yeah. So we will have our interview with Stefan next Monday, and he is on the short list with Soup and Casper to go to Europe and then hopefully campaign for the Olympics this year. So that'd be really
great.
Exciting for him. And other news, the Sitting Trot Challenge is going well. Let us know if you're here, if you're in the Sitting Trot Challenge. It's been very exciting. The Facebook group is like a little crazy. Everyone is doing their alignment lines. That's this week's.
And how are they drawing it?
So basically you can draw the lines on your phone or on your computer. You can draw a line from your ear, shoulder, hip, heel, and
like
check out
Photoshop. I mean, there's like an app for your pictures.
Yes.
And you can draw a line on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fabulous modern age.
There are tutorials about how to do it for people like you that don't understand technology. So yeah. But the Sitting Trot Challenge, it's so fun. It's so fun to see everyone's like challenges and struggles. And that's all part of the learning cycle is, I think that it always gets worse before it gets better.
Always.
Yeah. And what do they call that?
And even when
the 4 stages.
Right. You go forward a little bit and then there's a backup and then you get to go forward. You go past where you were forward before, but there's a backup and then you get to go again. It goes like lurching.
Yes. Learning is not linear. And it's also been very funny to see. One thing in the sitting trot challenge is you have to submit before and after videos. And so many people, when they see their video, and we all do this, you see a video of yourself riding, you're like, oh my God, I look like that? Like, that's so bad.
Somebody should take me out behind the barn.
There was, when Harvey was young, I think he was like 5 or something, I had some video and like my hands looked so terrible in the video. I was like, what are my hands doing? So,
and whose are they?
Yeah.
I thought they were mine. I thought they did what I tell them.
So I put a reminder on my phone that said, fix your effing hands. And it went off like every morning at 7 a.m. And my mom was in town and she picked up my phone and she was like, what? So that's a good little tip. If you need some motivation to fix your problem, is to give yourself a reminder on your phone, like right before you're going to get on, to remind yourself of that.
Right. So you've got it on the forefront of your mind. Because what happens is we do things subconsciously and you can't make a change unless you bring it to the conscious. Although I'm reading Pamela's comment there about how technology is amazing and that's so positive. And I'm like, technology is terrifying.
Herman has been improving in technology. He's been doing office hours and video review for Strides.
I haven't yet gotten to where I'm going to
drive.
Optimize. Does it optimize the video?
Yes.
Because you have to go out of the screen, optimize, and go back into the screen. But,
yes. He still needs a secretary, but little by little, that's how you learn. I mean, I think everything is that way. So here's a funny story for you guys. We at Easter, we were like, all right, we're gonna dye eggs, and we'd had one bad experience of trying to make hard-boiled eggs,
and then we had another one.
Right. So we like went and we did a bunch of research, and we were like, okay, we have a new strategy for how to make hard-boiled eggs. So that you want them to peel easy, so that the shell doesn't stick onto the egg. So our Easter eggs turned out so bad. Like, not only did they stick to the shell and you couldn't peel them, but they were raw in the middle.
So we burned them and undercooked them all at the same time.
So we failed twice, but guess what? The third time,
we're making hard-boiled eggs.
I tried a new recipe where I put the hard-boiled eggs in like a steaming basket, and they came out perfectly. And I was like, that's a really good analogy for riding, because it's like that. You fail, you try again. You fail, you try again. You fail, you try again. And then eventually.
But it's important to fail in a different way, because then you're learning. If you fail the same way, you want to fail in a different way, because change is good.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the change is good.
But it's important not to be afraid to fail, because if I had beat myself up or, given up, then I never would have learned how to make hard-boiled eggs. But because I was like, all right, well, that didn't work. That sucked. I have to throw away my Easter eggs, but I'm still going to try again. And there definitely is that psychological thing where, when you have a bad ride or you have a terrible test or you embarrass yourself, it's so easy to just beat yourself up about your failure, rather than just being like, well, I learned something new and I'm going to try it again. So, Bobby Joe says, what is the steam basket? How long? So we use how you steam vegetables in the little basket thing?
It's a stainless steel basket with legs.
It's like a vegetable.
And it fans open and it's above the water.
So you put an inch of water in the bottom. You put the eggs in the steamer, and then I think we did.
Apparently it's 18 minutes.
18 minutes.
Barbara's going on about 18 minutes. And the technology challenge would be really probably a great thing for me to do, but then I'd fail. So I don't know. That won't sign up.
Okay. That's all the entertainment we have for tonight. That was not the most educational session ever. But I have to pack and drink some more vitamin C so I don't get your disease.
I'm going to go sleep on the couch and stay away from you.
I hope to see some of you in Seattle this weekend. This weekend is Seattle. Next weekend, I'm in Texas. So it's going to be a busy month. And yeah, have a wonderful Thursday.